Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, which you most likely are, welcome to my little family. My name is Jada. Today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 4, Episode 6. Yeah, episode 6. So if you've seen my videos before, you know I just like to jump right in without wasting your time. So let's get into it. We start off the episode with Valerie basically telling off Jesse and saying, you know, fuck you, and walking off. Val grabs Deb just to let her know like what her and Jesse talked about, like how it unfolded and everything. And Val is basically telling Deb like, look,
I asked him straight up, am I your number one? Is Deb your number one? Like, why are you telling us to both the same thing? What's going on? Like, give me clarity. If it was a recoupling today, would you choose me or Deb?
And Jesse said Deb. So then that was basically it. And while Valerie is giving this whole, you know, synopsis of everything, Deb is literally just sitting there like,
okay. Interesting.
literally seeming unfazed, because I feel like a part of her brain was like, oh, so this man's gonna choose me. I'm getting my man back. Yeah, she's over it. I like Deb a lot. I do like Deb. I enjoy her. But I don't understand why she's settling for being like second choice. I understand, yes, Jesse was a little bit more open and with his communication with Deb over Valerie, but still the fact that he was stringing on this other girl should raise some concern. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna be here while you're letting this other girl know that she's your number one, but you're saying I'm your number one. Like, that's where it gets a little muddy and messed up. Like, yes, we love open communication on Love Island. That's what the show needs. That's what the people on the cast need. But like, at the same time, don't tell the other girl the same exact thing you're telling me. Like, be authentic, be real.
Stop it. Get some help.
But yeah, so Deb goes over to Jesse, and Jesse basically explains to Deb how the conversation went between him and Val. And he low-key to me was like downplaying it a little bit, as if like him lying to her was not a big deal, which it was, because you're telling Deb the same stuff you were telling Val. Like, come on, my brother. Come on, my bro. Throughout this whole conversation, Deb was giving me girlfriend that's okay with her boyfriend going out doing whatever, and then being like, oh well, at least he comes home to me. I'm the person he comes home to. No, babe. Let's raise our standards a little bit, okay? Like, let's stand up. Moving on to Sydney and Serenity. They were basically talking about Serenity's attraction to Tyler and how much she's like feeling him and everything like that. And Sydney was just giving her like little tips of like, you know, don't give off bro energy, give off feminine girly energy, because that is what Serenity has been lacking a little bit throughout these last few episodes. She's been giving off like more friend vibes to me instead of like, ooh, like I'm here to flirt and have a good time. Val basically tells Tyler that her and Jesse are done, like don't worry about that, like I want to get to know you, I think you're attractive. It's basically trying to establish a new connection with someone. Literally fast forward button to the next morning. The girls and the boys get into their little groups that they always get into in the morning to recap, you know, the day before. What we learn is that Val and Serenity are both into Tyler. Maddie is okay with Andy. She said she's just kind of a little bit slow with opening up. Andy basically says that he's missing a spark from Maddie, so I'm assuming that, well, translating from Maddie saying that she is slow to be vulnerable, and I guess Andy really wants that from her, or just to get to know her more. And shockingly enough, Sydney voices that she wants to get to know Andy. Tyler gets a text. He's about to go on a date, and he chooses Val to go on his first date with him, and she's all excited, getting ready, and literally they pan, like, I can't with these producers and these editors, like they pan over to Serenity, showing her like multiple times that she's not happy. Her new crush is going out on a date with somebody else. I mean, I get it. You don't want to see the person that you like going out with somebody else, but hey babe, it's Love Island. It's gonna happen all the time. We get to the date, and then it's a beach date with like a little picnic and some drinks and stuff, just for them, I guess, to get to know each other, obviously. The vibe that I got from Val and Tyler's date was literally friendly with like a little bit of like a sexual connection there. I don't know, like, I've seen flirtier dates. I've seen dates where the people are a little bit more into each other than what Val and Tyler were giving. They were giving, oh, we can definitely hook up a couple times, but we can still be friends after. And they kept emphasizing the fact of like a mental connection, which I value highly. Like, you need a mental connection to get along with anyone, I feel, especially a person that you're trying to be in a long-term relationship with, because at the end of the day, you know, looks fade, personality stays, and mental capacities do as well. So hey. So then Serenity gets a text and she finds out that she's Tyler's second date, and she is so excited, guys. Her and Zeta do like this little dance when she gets the text, and it's like really adorable, really cute. So on their date, they have way better chemistry, I feel, than Val and Tyler did. I'm not gonna lie, I am still kind of skeptical. I do 100% believe in interracial dating. I believe that white men can and are attracted to black women. That's not like a foreign thing. We see so many, like, you know, successful interracial relationships. Like, we see Cameron, I'm sorry guys, my contact is irritating me. We see successful interracial relationships, like from Love is Blind, Cameron and Lauren. Like, they are very in a very loving relationship. So it's not like it's not possible to happen. It's just that on Love Island, it's just very rare to see. I hope that Tyler's attraction and connection to Serenity is real and not just keeping her as a placeholder until the real woman that he's really into actually comes in. One thing I also did notice, not even just Serenity and Tyler's date, but also on his and Val's date, his body language is very weird to me. Like, when you're into someone, like, when, not even just romantically, but when, or like sexually, whatever, when you're engaged in it, everything about you is just like facing that person. But Tyler just was like sitting there away from both of them, like literally only turning his head to talk to them every so often. He was more engaging and engaged with Serenity. Overall, his body language just is kind of disconnected. So, and then Tyler actually does say that he is physically attracted to her and everything like that, blah blah blah. So then we pan back to the villa. Sydney and Andy are having a conversation, which I want to say is random, but it's not really random because Sydney did give that little hint earlier when she was talking to the girls that she did want to get to know Andy a little bit more. Andy is telling Sydney that he's like into her, he loves her spontaneity and just other stuff like that. Sydney said that she still does want to get to know Isaiah as well, so she's open to both guys. After Sydney and Andy's conversation, Andy goes over to Felipe and Jesse to, I guess, talk more or to get some advice on how to handle being interested in two women or handling two women. Now, why he chooses Jesse to speak to, I don't know. I mean, actually, I do know why. Literally, it was just process of elimination, if you really think about it. Isaiah is the person whose girl he wants to take, and then Tyler is out on a date, so all that leaves is Jesse and Felipe. So yeah, Andy has a conversation with them, and I will say that Jesse gave some decent advice. He did say, go with your gut, you don't have much time in here, like, do what you feel like you need to do, which is true. Yes, very true on Love Island. So I give Jesse that. I give Jesse props for giving like decent advice. I do. After Serenity and Tyler's date, everybody's back at the villa, and you know, guys and girls go into their little groups and talk about both dates. Now, Tyler says that he enjoyed both of his dates with Val and Serenity, but he said he felt more of a connection to Serenity than he does Val. He knew that him and Val were gonna have a mental connection and everything, but Serenity gives him more lighthearted, funny, like laughing, like good time vibes. And obviously Serenity was just very head over heels after the date. She really is enjoying Tyler. I just don't want her to fall into the Felipe trap of getting too attached, because Tyler is an attractive guy, and I'm sure that, you know, whatever new girl comes in, they're gonna want to talk to him. Hopefully she just doesn't get too attached and too territorial, which tends to scare men off, especially in an environment like this where it's just very easy to turn your head and, you know, just couple of someone else. Hopefully, I hope she keeps it cool, keeps her composure. Do it for us, girl, do it for us. So Tyler gets a text, and the text basically is saying that there's going to be a recoupling tonight, and one of the girls is going to be going home and the guys are choosing. Now, what did I tell you guys in my previous videos? I am the one, the way your son don't need a... I told you that the boys were going to be choosing. I told y'all. So fast forward to nighttime. Sydney and Andy are having another conversation on the terrace, I think it was. Andy was just laying it on thick, I feel. He was just laying it on, like saying that he wants to get to know Sydney and everything like that. He finds her attractive, all stuff, because Sydney was wearing a bomb ass outfit. So yeah, and then all of a sudden they kiss. Where that kiss came from, no idea. I didn't know after you cheers with someone and stare them in the eye, like, you know, make the eye contact, it's that signal to like to make out. So I must have like 700 years of bad luck. I don't know. Was anybody else expecting that kiss? Because I genuinely was not, babe. Genuinely was not. So fast forward to the actual recoupling, okay? We're gonna start it off. Actually, no. I'm just gonna say the recoupling in order. So Timmy chooses Zeta. We all knew that. Then Felipe chooses Courtney. Not surprised. The F buddies. Jesse chooses Deb. Are we surprised? No, of course not. And then Andy chooses Sydney. Wow. I knew he was choosing her as soon as he said the word spontaneous. The drama. And then Isaiah chooses next. And then Isaiah had this lovely speech afterwards to let him know we're not bros no more.
Okay, you chose my girl without talking to me. We're not bros.
So Isaiah chooses Maddie. Why do you think Isaiah chose Maddie? We know that Isaiah and Val have a physical connection. I know she said what she said to him before, but still, why? Tyler chose Serenity. Yay for our girl. Yay. So happy for her. Tyler's speech though was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. His speech was kind of nice, talking about her and everything. And then Zeta was all excited for our girl in the corner. You saw her getting all excited and smiling for her. I was so happy. And then we all say goodbye to Val. It really hurts because I thought Val was gonna be there for a long time. She deserves the world. I think Valerie deserves to find a man, even though I'm not worried about her finding one outside of the show, especially after the exposure from the show. I don't doubt at all that she'll find a man. I really don't doubt it. 2 new bombshells and their siblings. That has never been done in the history of Love Island. In any franchise. How are these challenges gonna go, guys? Like, how are these challenges gonna go? Are they just gonna skip each other? Are they just gonna give each other a peck on the cheek because they're brother and sister? Like, I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. We will see how all this pans out. It's gonna be a very, very, very interesting season of Love Island. Not just this episode, but it's gonna be a very interesting season, because if this is how they're coming already by episode 6, God. And I can only imagine how Casa Amor is going to be. I can only freaking imagine. But that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in for this week's recap and review. I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.